We are joined by another colleague from us, from the legislature, Representative John Mahoney. Welcome, John. And the final candidate who we're going to get an opening statement from is Herb Robinson. Herb is a career engineer and a resident of Newton, Massachusetts. He grew up in a farming town in New York and has been an anti-nuclear activist in the state for many years. He believes in smaller government without losing the human side of it. Herb.
Thank you, Vincent. He's gone through my bio already, so the only thing I'll add is that I have 30 plus years solving problems in private industry. I started out with a startup company called Stratus Computer, which is now known as Stratus Technologies, and I still work for them. So I watched a company go from about 20 people, which included me, to a couple thousand for a while, and it's been slowly shrinking now. Unfortunately, it's down to like 600 or 800. But so I have a lot of experience in business. I'm used to getting things done. They wouldn't have kept me that long if I didn't get things done. So I'm going to stick to my priorities. You know, I'm very liberal socially, even though I'm a little conservative fiscally. But I'm not going to talk about that, because right now what's important is fixing the economy and getting jobs. You know, everything else, you know, we'll do that once we get a solid foundation to build the good stuff on. So, what would I do? Well, first thing, is the only thing that's ever been proven to fix an economy is FDR-style stimulus spending. You know, that's building public works, infrastructure. Fortunately enough, that costs money, and our deficit is already really bad. The only way we can do that now is to raise taxes on rich people, which I am all for. So that would be my first priority. But like I say, I want to get the job done no matter what. So if I end up in Washington and we can't raise taxes on the rich people, and we can't bring the military home, or we can't cut the military spending that I'd like to cut, then I got a plan in reserve, and that's little or no long-term capital gains on initial public offerings. An initial public offering is when a company sells stock to raise money to build a new factory, or when a new company sells stock to start a new company. All those things create jobs. I don't think they'll create jobs quite the way stimulus spending does, but if I can't do stimulus spending, I'm going to get something done, because I realize how important it is to get jobs and to fix the economy. We just have to keep hammering away on that. Now, long-term capital gains, again, I said it would only be on initial public offerings. There's no sense giving Wall Street a free ride. And I would probably do maybe 5%, 5 to 10% on everything, but green energy is especially important. I would have no long-term capital gains on initial public offerings for green energy companies or to build a green energy factory. And as I said, energy is really important. I'm an electrical engineer by training. I was in the top quarter of my class at Cornell. So I know how to evaluate energy problems. You know, I know, and I've known since I was in college, that nuclear is dangerous. We should not be doing it. So that's one thing I'd be against. I don't think that hydrofracking that they're going to use to drill for natural gas, or that they've started using, is safe. Maybe they can prove to me that's safe, but right now I don't think it is. So right now we have a senator who's kind of clueless, and he's flitting around the state in his pickup truck and wearing his barn jacket. And you know, my grandparents owned a dairy farm, and I have no idea what a barn jacket is. That's, I think, something that was manufactured by either LL Bean or maybe his campaign manager. So at any rate, that's why you should vote for me. Well, who do you want protecting the safety and welfare of your children and grandchildren and your descendants? A photogenic showboat, or an engineer who knows the difference between hairspray and nuclear fallout? And so now I'm going to finish up with one thing. You have at least 6 good candidates running for this office. We need your help. We all do. So, come out, pick a candidate, help them. I believe we are all pooling the ideas we get. right? For the general election. So no matter who you work for, it's going to help beat Scott Brown. So, don't wait for the convention. You got to do it sooner than that. Sign up to help now. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Robinson.